All right, our next speaker is Erik Prejean. Erik is a Houston native and a commercial real estate professional. He's licensed to practice in both Texas and California. While in California, he witnessed the hyper-appreciation of real estate. He holds a BBA in economics and has also worked for the Sergeant-at-Arms Carlton Turner in the Texas State Senate, as well as Lieutenant Governor Bob Bullock in the early 90s. So please welcome to the microphone, Mr. Erik Prejean.
Good afternoon, fellow citizens. I am speaking to you today because I see an inherent problem with the monetary system that our nation is currently engaged in. Since 1913, we have allowed a private institution to enslave America through debt. The devaluation of the dollar to the amount of more than 96% has levied a silent tax on the people of our nation. The circumstances surrounding the drafting of this unconstitutional legislation, the passing thereof, and the continued acceptance by a subservient Congress has driven our country to the brink of financial ruin. It is for this reason that such a diverse group of people have come together in common cause to speak out against and to resist this system of tyranny. When I first started looking into the Federal Reserve, I knew immediately that something was very, very wrong. A group of private individuals printing money out of thin air and then loaning it back to our government makes no sense. The fact that the Federal Reserve has a monopoly on issuing the currency of the United States ensures that the people of our nation will become further and further in debt, as there will never be enough money in circulation to ever repay previous loans. When looking at the mission statement on the Fed's own website, I am disgusted, but not surprised at the fact that they fail on every point. The Fed's stated mission is as follows: conducting the nation's monetary policy by influencing the monetary and credit conditions in the economy in pursuit of maximum employment, stable prices, and moderate long-term interest rates. I know, it's laughable. Supervising and regulating the banking institutions to ensure the safety and soundness of the nation's banking and financial system, and to protect the credit rights of you and I, the consumer. Laughable again. Let me just tell you guys quickly, the unemployment rate currently is at 10.2%, the most it's been in several decades. Government's own numbers, which means they're probably not very accurate. Every day we see an increase in the cost of living, from groceries to gasoline, from houses to daycare. Literally everywhere around us, the cost to just get by is on the rise. And the loose monetary policy of the Federal Reserve, with the unjustified increase in the money supply, coupled with artificially low interest rates, has now and will continue to destroy the economy of this country. The interest rate today being set by the Fed is less than 1%, and in Ben Bernanke's own words will, quote, stay low for the foreseeable future. Based on the bailout of our major banks and the foreclosure rates that we've seen over the last few years, would you say that the Federal Reserve has succeeded in its oversight of our banking institutions or protected the credit rights of our consumers? No, they've done exactly the opposite. The mission statement continues: maintaining the stability of the financial system and containing systemic risk that may arise in financial markets, as well as providing financial services to depository institutions, the United States government, and foreign official institutions. With the dollar having been devalued more than 96% since the Fed took over, we are facing the very real aspect of being replaced as the world's reserve currency, and turning on the printing press with nothing to justify the increase in the money supply is the problem. Ladies and gentlemen, this is their mission statement. Don't take my word for it. Go onto their website and read it for yourself. By their own admission, the Federal Reserve is a failure. I tend to look at incompetence and non-performance like this. If my insurance agent is unable to provide me with the coverage that I require, I find a new agent. If I am unable to provide the representation that my clients deserve, then I lose that client. However, when the Federal Reserve cannot succeed in achieving the basic tasks as spelled out on its own mission statement, the answer offered is to print more money. The answer offered is to, quote, give the Fed sweeping new powers. The system is flawed and at the very least needs a thorough examination. And auditing the Federal Reserve is the first step in the right direction. Let me make myself very clear. Nothing less than a comprehensive audit of the Federal Reserve will be acceptable. We're not asking for much, just a monetary system that we can believe in, and I know that America will be able to deliver such a system. To our members of Congress who serve special interest, to our members of Congress who bow down to the banking elite, and to all elected officials from the top to the bottom, I say this. You are where you are. You have the power that you have only because the voters for the United States gave these to you. Consider yourselves on notice. Either do what is in the best interest of the people of the United States or prepare to be removed. A wise man once said, an error is not a mistake until we refuse to correct it. So let's correct this mistake and move on to bigger and better things. The fall of the Federal Reserve, if that happens, not only will this new world order fall, but mountains will fall.